Yo, what is up everyone? Kyrios here, and today we're going to go over casual Seiya, who is better than regular Seiya. I said it. Don't judge me. I said it. Nani? But we're going to do what we typically do. We're going to go over the abilities. We're going to show you what she's good at, and then we're going to give the final rating at the end. Once again, the chapters are down below if you need to skip forward or you need to reference back. And if you have not come and joined us on our Discord, or you like this video, hit that subscribe and like button. All my socials and links are down below. So let's kick off. All right, guys, we're going to start with this video like we typically do, and that's going to be on the right-hand side. So she is a penetration unit compared to her counterpart, which is an explosive unit. Special class armor, special doesn't matter because she's in the back line anyways. And her affinities are positive affinity to outdoor, negative affinity to urban, and neutral affinity to indoors, which sets her up pretty good for especially cheesed. She is a handgun user, which, you know, your backliners aren't really just auto attacking that much damage, but that means that she does have gloves, band, and watch, which is great. So that means that she is going to be a crit machine, which is going to synergize with her abilities that we'll get to here in just a second. Now we're going to go ahead and max out her stats at level 78. 2500 attack for a handgun, pretty decent. We don't care about HP. Her crit rate by default at 262, pretty good. I do like to see that. So when you factor in her equipment, she will have a better crit rate than that. Crit damage, pretty typical across the board, and everything else doesn't really matter considering she is in the back line. Now let's scroll on into the abilities, shall we? Now we have create a horizontal area. Enemies within that area are dealt 75% continuous damage for 20 seconds. Now this is a 5 cost across the board, but this is an absolute amazing ability, especially, spoiler alert, for cheesed. It creates I'll put it up on the screen, but it creates a horizontal long border compared to the circular one of Seiya, and it actually covers a pretty large area and does a ton of damage. So I actually do enjoy this. If this was a skill cost 4 though, man, she would be broken. But she does have her use cases with that ability, especially if you're missing some other students, and we'll get into that. Normal skill, every 30 seconds deals 389% damage to all enemies within a circular area. Great, cool. More AoE, we do enjoy that. In 30 seconds, not too bad. Anytime you get above about 30 seconds, it kind of hurts. Passive skill increases critical damage by 26%. That's great considering she is built for a ton of crit rate, so she has a ton of synergy there. I do enjoy seeing that. Sub skill increases critical damage of allies for 17%, and this is what we talked about in a lot of our other videos and reviews, where Hibiki is going to start losing a lot of value, unfortunately, because you're going to have a lot of characters like Casual Seiya, Akko, and a few others that are going to be able to provide this buff with the better right synergies for the teams that you need to make, where Hibiki is going to lose a little bit of value here. Now she's still great, she's still wonderful, but like I said, you're not going to bring her to every raid anymore going forward, depending on when you're watching this video. EX skill, so she is Shanghai, so you probably are once again sitting on a lot of these Blu-rays, and she is a perfect candidate for these Blu-rays, and we'll go into her priority later. You're probably sitting on a lot of books as well. I'm not a big fan that she has either fragments. We typically do not have a lot of those because there's a lot of units that ask for those fragments and those crystals, but it is what it is. Her unique weapon, my special pistol. Yikes. Okay, no. Increases outdoor affinity to SS. I really wish that Blue Archive would balance some of their synergies and give her 2 S-grade affinities, like raise her up into indoors to make her a lot more useful. I get they don't want to do that because they want you to have a bigger variety of characters, but it is very annoying to me. That's the way I would like to see it, especially if you're going for a unique equipment. Increases stability. This is really bad for a backliner. I mean, it's not technically bad. All stats will help you with overall auto attack damage, but I'm not a big fan of this, but increases critical damage even further by 26%. So I am a fan of that. I don't know if I would invest heavily into her unique weapon over a lot of other characters, but she's still a good character across the board. So let's go into what her use cases are and get on to that review. All right, let's look at raids. So she's going to be very amazing for Tues. Those affinities line up perfectly. She can't be used in the Zilla raid if you are lacking a lot of Mystic and you're trying to 2 or 3 team it. Not really good for Binna or Chitin, unless you're like 5 teaming Chitin. At that point, good luck, which I guess we did have to do. All right, then moving on to general content. She's great in campaign, which most are good in campaign. It's been very rare I've said someone's bad in campaign. Bounties, okay. Commissions, actually very amazing for base defense. And then PvP can actually be used in PvP and a little trolly in outdoors if you land that perfectly and it just destroys everyone. All right, let's look about how I would build her. Skill priority would be EX skill, the sub, the passive, the normal. An example, what I would do is be 5, 7, 7, 10. Now, I'm going to try and get away from doing too many 10s from now on because that's a lot of secret tech, but it is what it is. Pros on the left-hand side, great AoE, 5 cost, not the worst, and crit damage to allies. We love that. Cons on the right, not a priority. Midori and Momi are still better from a priority to level. And actually 5 cost is not the best either, so it gets on both sides of the gambit. I'm gonna get into the final pull rating here, and I'm just gonna get that right out of the way. We're gonna give her a 3 out of 5. Now, the reason I gave her 3 out of 5 is because she is pretty useful and she'll help you in case you're missing a lot of units, especially as we are eventually be moving to insane mode. But for right now, as more and more people get better at extreme mode, it's going to get more and more competitive. So if you didn't pull that Summer Hifumi, which I'm still not a big fan of Summer Hifumi, she's a perfect candidate, especially for Tues. And the fact that she doesn't have a negative affinity for Tues, she's a great candidate to help you push your team even further, especially when using Iori and a few others. She's great in general content, and you can technically bring her to the chicken raid as well. And that's really if you're really lacking a lot of Mystic and you're 2 or 3 teaming that. But she gives you a lot more variety. She gives you a lot more options. So she does get a 3 out of 5. Now, my problem is that she's not meta. She's not game changing. So, and then she's not a limited, and especially considering we're on an accelerated schedule. Once again, you got to be very careful about who you're pulling and when you're going to be pulling them. So anyways, guys, that's my final review. Hit me up in the comments down below if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, come join us in the Discord, which by the way, we are recruiting for more clubs. We have already almost filled 4 clubs. If you guys are looking for a active club, come join us. We're trying to build more and more, get people into the right houses on the Discord. You can find that in our club recruitment channel. And we'd love to have you for anime night or anything like that. We've got a bunch of other games on the way. Make sure you follow me on all my social media, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.